I'm going through this Stanley dealership sales manual from 1986 and just coming across this part right here about electrically charging the water molecule. And I harp a lot about equal opposite polarity. And some people just don't really get it or understand it or just think I'm full of shit. But here again, in this specific dealership manual, but until now, no one discovered that by simultaneously exposing the water molecule to one positively charged and one negatively charged electrical voltage zone, the unlike hydrogen and oxygen atoms assume opposing electrical characteristics, equal in magnitude and potential, thereby stabilizing the electrical polarity of the water molecule into existence. And a lot of people are saying like how much energy it actually takes to disassociate the molecule here. And what Stan points out here, what is so dramatic about the disassociation of the atoms in the water molecule is the ease at which the task is done. Because the bond between hydrogen and oxygen is already greatly weakened by the electrical polarization of the water molecule, very little energy in the form of applied voltage is needed to actually separate the hydrogen and oxygen atoms. The hydrogen and oxygen atoms that make up the water molecule are already seeking to move in opposite directions because of their respective attractions to the opposite electrical voltage zones. A minute amount of voltage, a potential energy, without consumption, gives the atoms the impetus to break away from one another in a strictly physical process. Hydrogen and oxygen gases are released in great amounts with little energy being consumed and without chemical interaction. Once the splitting of the molecule occurs, the liberated hydrogen and oxygen atoms will not recombine in the polarization process. Here furthermore about EOP, after it was discovered that the hydrogen and oxygen atoms in natural water could be electrically charged, all that was needed was the creation of two electrical voltage zones, opposite in electrical polarity, placed on either side of the water molecule.
This is Stan's Revenge.
But yeah, hey, I'm up late working on this here, guys. Look, I've got just page after page of information about what I'm working with, how I'm doing it, the process, reference links, everything A to Z on this tech that I'm working on. So be on the lookout for that video coming up very soon. I'm going to give you guys everything.
Who's got new cells? I got new cells. 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 Alright, check it out. These are 4. These are 7-inch. These, have a slightly thinner wall to them, so they're going to have a slightly larger gap and 3 more inches. Wouldn't that go a long way? I'm really excited to see what these are going to do for performance, voltage level, etc. I've already got these guys encapsulated in some PVC. I just got to chop it off here using my nice little device that I've created for that. Maybe I'll show you here again. Yeah, super excited. This little contraption, as you may have seen before, allows me to hi-ya chop the plastic off these things to where they fit perfectly inside of my plastic containers here. But I've got to modify this thing a little bit because we have longer tubes here, so we got to make sure we have that exact. So we have it, butting up closely as possible. Unlike these guys, there's gaps exposed. So we're going to cut these and try to get those manufactured in here as best as possible. Someday, this will be on a kind of metal ratchet system of some sort. That'd be a lot, more better than what this thing is, but we're going to work with it. Alright kids, I'm going to show you my little contraption here to produce the nice little smooth sliced, somewhat precise. It's not exact, but damn, we are pretty close. Good enough for gravy, as they say. And you gotta start with the edge here. Gotta make sure no plastic is sticking over the edge. We're gonna slide this baby around here. Put this little prop up here to hold it. we're going to apply some pressure and just turn this baby. Ja. There we go. I mean, that's pretty much a 90-degree angle. I mean, we're not going to get much more precise than that without designing an actual jig that's like, you know, right angles and everything. You see, this is all cluster fucky here. We have that side. We're going to slide this one onto her, put our little jig back up here, and keeping pressure this way so it stays against this. Just a little pressure, turn it, just like that, bam. I think that one turned out a lot nicer. But as you can see, fits just snugly up to that, so we have this whole tube insulated. Bam! Okay. And there they are. All of them cut as precisely as possible from both sides. I do not like how my electrodes, my center electrodes are all jiggly inside of there. I do not want that. They need to be stationary. They do not need to be vibrating like that. I'm going to try to smash these things down here as hard as I can, but I think it's just a discrepancy of the thing. And I need to print these out with just a little bit wider base at the I guess the bottom of that would be, to keep these things from rattling around, because that's the last thing I want. But since it's already like that, I'm just going to smash it, crunk smash, and see what I can do. I don't even know if they're the same size, like inner electrodes. Like, those did not fit as previously. Bro, that's unacceptable. Like, that's way too much. Like way too much. I mean, that's well, they look big and beautiful. I can't have that much tolerance in there. I just can't have that much tolerance. Well, another day, guys.
This is Stan's Revenge.